Hello, Annatude listeners. So I have some exciting news. My Patreon is now only $2 a month. Patreon is just a place that supports artists and podcasters like myself, and it helps us make a little bit of money. So it's only $2 to join the Annatude Patreon. The Patreon comes with bonus episodes every 15th and 30th of the month. So if you're interested in getting ad-free episodes, early episodes, and video of the episodes we record, head on over to patreon.com/annatudepod. Now let's get on with the show. Welcome to Annatude, a relationship podcast about love, friendships, and everything in between. To Annatude. I'm here with Randi. Say hello to the listeners, Randi.
Hey, I'm back again.
She's back again, everybody. Surprise, surprise, surprise. So everybody really loved our podcast episode that we did, regarding the fact that we're tired of white supremacy. We're tired of Black people being killed. So everybody was like, you guys are great together. You guys should do this more often. Well, your wish is my command, people. We are back and we're ready to talk some shit. Randi, as you know, she's from the podcast Cases of Color. Please find her on Instagram. Please like and subscribe to her podcast. She's doing great things for the community and highlighting cases about marginalized people and cases that aren't normally talked about. So go find her if you are over listening to podcasts about Richard Ramirez and you're over podcasts talking about how sexy Zac Efron was when he played Jeffrey Dahmer. So yeah, I know, like, ew.
Tired.
So disgusting. So today I brought Randi because we're around the same age. You're 31, correct?
Yep.
And I'm 32. So we are in our early 30s, but we just wanted to discuss like how women are not allowed to age.
Oh my God.
So Randi, what's your experience as a 31-year-old, working mom?
Let me see. It's always the shock of, well, number one, because I had my oldest child at 19, I was always expected to act older than I was. I don't really feel like I received enough grace for being a 19-year-old child with a child.
Couldn't be me. I couldn't even like take care of my own self, wipe my own ass at 19. Couldn't fathom doing it. I mean, I did wipe my ass, but couldn't fathom doing it for another human being and be responsible for their well-being. So kudos to you. But yeah, you weren't allowed to be a child because 19 is a child.
It was. And like, I literally, when I told people, me and Lizzie have grown up together, we have a different bond than my other children, because I was not very mature when I had her. But it's like, now that I'm 31, it's like, oh, you're so much older now. And I'm like, when?
Yeah.
And
like
how?
And so when you were 19, did Lizzie's dad get the same kind of treatment, or was he allowed to just do whatever young men do?
I feel like he's still doing what young men do.
I mean,
and by the way, there's no
animosity,
baby daddy drama.
Yeah.
We have a great relationship. He's a wonderful father. So I want to say that.
But you know him well enough to say what he was like when you guys were young parents.
Yeah. And even now, and even he would admit it, I still assume majority of the responsibility for Lizzie. I don't get the opportunity to be free.
Get up and go and go party whenever you want and I feel like men get that luxury. I mean, that's separate from, it ties into age, but that's separate from age. Men get that grace to be kind of like helicopter parents and only show up when it's a holiday or an event. They can move away and nobody bats an eyelash. I have a mutual friend who the father of her child just packed up and moved away, and 2 hours away, and the kid is young, like in elementary school, young enough where he still needs like a father figure close
present.
by, but also old enough to know like that's fucked up. Like, how dare my dad leave me? But women are not allowed that. If a woman just packed up and left her children, she would be called all kinds of names. I mean,
and they are.
Yeah, all the time. Like, how dare she? She's a deadbeat mom and da-da. That's disgusting. She shouldn't have kids. She should know who she was laying in bed with. I mean, women get it from both angles. Either you're damned if you do, damned if you don't when you have kids, especially at a young age. And if you're unwed, because people are still holding on to that old fashioned, you need to be married to have children, which makes no sense. Asinine, because
no one says that to men.
Nobody. Oh my God. Thank you. So yeah, I feel this, this needs to be talked about because I saw a tweet recently that said, women are not allowed to age. Men are allowed to age gracefully and however they would like. So for example, men have this moniker of like, if they are above a certain age, they're a silver fox. But if a woman is gray or graying or whatever, she's an old hag. I mean, I don't know anybody that compliments women for looking, they're
mature,
looking mature, and aged, looking their age. Women have so much pressure put on them to stay youthful, to stay young. But also with that same token, women aren't allowed to act a certain way. So it's like, you want me to look young, but I can't act young or act. I have to act my quote unquote age, which I still don't understand what that even means, because it's totally time is a construct, and it is. Maturity is,
but it benefits men though.
Yes.
It benefits men, because if you think about it, right? Just like you're saying, women, the whole idea of like not letting your hair go gray, which I'm super fucking excited, because I'm convinced and praying every day that God is going to give me a streak in the front of my hair like Rogue from X-Men.
Yes.
Or he's going to let me go full Storm from X-Men and just be all white. Either way, I'm here for it. Me and my grays will still take your man. Okay.
Exactly.
Period.
Yeah. Period. And that's on period.
But it's like men are like Salt and Pepper Day. Like, the way women were going crazy over fucking Ronald Isley, and that motherfucker is 70. And I'm going to say this.
And he was ugly.
He looks like he's been taking care of himself for his age.
But
so I'm not going to shit on him.
But when he was younger, he was like the ugly brother. What my mom told me is he was not
with the perm Jerry curl combo.
He did not look like this, but he's gotten some work done and his teeth are fixed, and he put some moisturizer on his face, and like girls are like, "Ooh, look at this hot grandpa," or like, "Look at my uncle." Like, no, like, calm down. But let's say, I'm trying to think, for example, how people discuss like Angela Bassett or Jada Pinkett Smith or Halle Berry. Okay, so they are all women of a certain age. However, they have, I think, physically exhausted themselves to try to keep the youthful appearance up.
Oh yeah.
Because no shade to those women, because they're gorgeous, but I don't know any woman over the age of 55 that looks as good as they do because of gravity, collagen depleting, and also because that's just how life works.
You're fucking tired.
Yes, you're tired. So,
and if y'all don't think Angela Bassett, Jada Pinkett, and even Halle Berry have gotten some Botox or some fillers, y'all full of shit. Black don't crack, don't get it twisted, but come the fuck on right now.
Yeah.
Because even my mom, who is 61, she'll be 61 September. You've seen my mother.
She looks beautiful.
She looks very youthful for her actual age. But when you see my mom in person, you can tell that she is an older woman
because of the way they move and the way they
she's
act.
Taking care of herself, but she has like, when you start aging in the neck, that's one of the first ways to tell. Her hands hella veiny. She's got the little crow's feet going. Like, she's aging naturally, and she ain't trying to put shit in her face. She's like, hey, whatever I end up looking like is fuck, that's what I look like.
Exactly. Because as soon as that casket drop, ain't nobody gonna be worried about how many wrinkles you had underneath your eyes.
No one gives a shit about those wrinkles.
No.
But it's like you're saying, those women are like the pinnacle, like the standard of aging. And it's like genetically, some of you may never age like that.
No, some of you,
and that's okay.
That's fine. And that means you lived your life and you had, hard work, you've done hard work, you've taken care of kids, you've had stress. I mean, that's just what the body does. So I also feel like these women who look like Angela Bassett, look like Jennifer Lopez, I hear a lot of people like, oh my God, she looks so good. Do you realize like they are not eating like sugar, they're not eating anything that's processed, they're not so, and they have nutritionalists to make sure that their meals are going to do their body some favors. So it's not just they were blessed and highly favored to get these bodies and good looks. They put money into it, but men don't have to. Like Denzel, for example,
that man looks his age. Okay. And I say that respectfully because he does, but he looks like an older man. He ain't out here trying to have chiseled abs. He ain't out here trying to dye his gray fucking hair with a midnight cocoa bean color. No bullshit.
Some Jess for men.
Okay. Yeah. That man is out here like, fuck it. Whatever color that shit comes off the scalp.
Yes. He looks every minute. He looks every minute of how like 63. Like he looks every minute of it. And that's good because he should. And in that same, conversation, Denzel is allowed to play the equalizer at 60. He's able to be backflipping through the air while shooting Uzis. Now, a woman after 30 is just given the role of grandma, spinster, old hag, or somebody's mama, auntie. Like they're never allowed to play action hero or something that is where you have to suspend belief, your disbelief for a moment. You see them in that character like we do, like Denzel or Jason Statham or Dwayne The Rock Johnson. He's getting up there, but they're still getting booked and busy for these, hot.
And Jason Statham is grown. I don't like to call people old too much. That's personal practice.
Yes.
But he's grown. You gotta say it twice. Okay. Grown. And like you said, he's still out here playing the leading man, debonair. And again, these people do look good, but y'all have to remind yourself these people have money.
Yes.
And they don't have to go to work all fucking day and then try to find the drive to take care of themselves.
Exactly.
On top of all of that. They are not you and I, but men get this grace to even look like shit. Like take age out of it. Men are allowed to look like shit and nobody bats an eye.
Nobody bats an eye. Like think about the award shows where they're doing all these like Zoom award shows and like the men are in like pajamas and they're like, ho, 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 he's so silly in those pajamas and sneakers. But if a girl did that, a woman did that, they'd be like, oh my God, what a disgusting slob.
Can you believe she did that?
Yeah. It's such a double standard and it's crazy. But in real life, so that's celebrities, their grace with age. But in real life, I feel the same because I turned 32 last week. And to me, nothing has really changed. And everybody's acting like my days are numbered. They're like, count your fucking days, bitch. And I'm like, excuse me, I still feel like I'm alive. But I had a girl, I went to Las Vegas, and a girl came up to me because my friend kept telling everybody it was my birthday. And, as one should to get free drinks. But a girl came up to me and she was like, how old are you? How old did you just turn? And I was like, 32. She's like, oh my gosh, I hope I look as good as you when I'm your age. And I said, how old are you? She goes, 22. And I'm like, bitch, you're almost there. You close your eyes for 1 second. You're going to be here, honey. Like,
also,
what does that mean?
I'm not that old. 10 years is not that big of a gap where you should significantly age differently unless you're like going from being a 10-year-old to a 20-year-old.
Yes. I was like, huh? Like, what do you mean you hope you look this good at your like my age? I'm
not old.
I'm not old. I don't know what people think happens at like when the clock strikes midnight on the eve of your 30th birthday is like you turn into the crypt keeper. Like what
the
do they
fuck?
think happens? Like your like body automatically morphs into a saggy tittied old lady. Like,
listen, it's like the clock strikes and the horse and carriage turns back into mice and pumpkins on your ass.
I
Like,
guess.
what do y'all think?
I don't know. But so I got a lot of comments like that, or you look young for your age. And I'm like, bitch, I am young for my age. I am young. Like,
I am young, period.
Yeah, to me, okay, like you said, being old is just, it's kind of just like a mindset. If you want to be old and be an old granny, that's your prerogative.
Yep.
But if you want to act however you want to act, and that might be quote unquote young, then act that way. I don't know why there's like restraints on everything of how you're supposed to behave and I didn't get a handbook. I didn't get the rules and regulations of each decade of how I'm supposed to be acting, because it's just not how life works. I act accordingly depending on the situation. So,
and it's the whole, you're too old to go party or go do this or go do that.
Until they kick me out of the club for being too elderly, which they can't, that's ageism. Until they tell me I can't go into the club because I look like a grandma, or like you're going to ruin the vibe in this club, I'm going to go to the club. Yeah. I have no kids. I have nothing to tie me down. I'm going to dance. I'm going to drink and I'm going to dance. That is not there's not an age limit of when you can have fun. And when you can go dance.
And how much fun you can have. Like when I was this summer, when I went to tech school, and like I'm a mom all the fucking time. So it's like the one time in my life where like I don't have kids with me. So I can drink and I can have fun. And we weren't allowed to go out, but we would still have like dorm parties or whatever, so we'd just hang out and like play music and dance. So I'm over here like twerking, getting drunk because I like to drink when I don't have to wake up and take care of people the next day.
Yeah.
And somebody was like, I wouldn't expect you to be doing all that. And I'm like, why not? And they're like, because like you have 3 kids and like you're 30. And like leave that to the young girls. There's a man who said this, by the way, which is leave that to the young girls. I looked at his ass. I said, I am a young girl. Fuck you mean?
Thank you. Who are you?
What do you mean?
The party police?
And just because I'm a mother doesn't mean that I don't have an existence outside of my children.
No, women aren't allowed that either. You are your children are you, and your whole identity is children. But that's what society has made it. And a lot of women do make having children their only personality, which makes me sad, because I see these women only posting things regarding their children. And, I can tell it's like, kind of like a forced thing, because they feel bad for posting something other than being a mom. Like, it's okay to take a day off. It's okay to post a picture of you smoking. I was going to say smoking weed or smoking pot, but doing whatever you want.
Yeah, fuck that. Smoke weed. You want to smoke weed? When those kids are stressing you out and those motherfuckers are sleeping, do it. I don't do it because my job. But you think I won't when I retire?
Exactly.
In peace. If I could do it now, I'd probably be more at peace.
Exactly. So it's like, what do you want? What do you expect women to do?
But even that, people say posting pictures of like smoking weed or whatever that's young girl shit. Who said that?
Yes. So I also realize like men are allowed to go out and nobody questions how old they are.
No.
And even if there is like an older man that is blatantly older, it's like funny or cute, or that's just a dirty old man kind of feeling. Like it's just like
nobody bats an eye.
No. But if like a 60-year-old woman walked into the clubs, that would be like, what's wrong with her? Where are her kids? Oh, why is she here? Like, mind your business, everybody. Mind your business. So yeah, I just feel as if it's a very unfair double standard that we have to age a certain way. Yep. And we have all these rules to follow.
And I think also what age means to women versus what it means to men. For example, I've never dealt with this because I had kids very early. So I've never dealt with these questions, but I'm sure you've heard.
Oh my God.
Either when are you getting married, or when are you having children, or You better hurry up and have kids. You're getting older. But mind you, I'll use my husband as a perfect example. My husband is 10 years older than me. Do you think people say that shit to him?
Nope.
No one gave a fuck. This man had no kids but the one biological child we have together. And then now, of course, he claims our other children too.
Yes.
But he didn't have no children.
And never had that pressure.
Never been married and never felt any pressure that he had to do so as a single, successful man who isn't a piece of shit. Nobody put the pressure on him. Nope. Nobody said, when are you going to have kids? You need to hurry up and have kids. You're getting older, right? Now he's 40 with a fucking 2-year-old. But that doesn't mean shit. Because in the military, you'll see, like, for example, a lot of women like me, we're younger and we have older children. But a lot of the men who are higher ranking have gone their career, lived their life, and then they don't start having kids till they get closer to retirement.
Oh my God.
And no one says shit. You see all these men with gray fucking hair, 40, looking old and haggard, having these tiny ass babies at their retirement ceremonies. And then you see these women who, like me, Lizzie will be a freshman in college when I retire. Whoa. I won't even get to which is insane because my retirement is not far. It's like 7. We're 7.5 years away. We are not far. So is that not scary, by the way?
That is scary. I don't want to picture 1, you being retirement age, and 2, Lizzie being grown.
Well, if it makes you feel better, retirement age for me is 38. So I'll be the fine young quote retiree, unquote, mom and retiree.
If I retired at 38, I would definitely wear those shirts that said I'm retired. What's your one of those weird shirts?
I'm going to.
I'm retired. You can't tell me what to do. Like stuff like that.
I'm going to.
Please do.
Every plan of doing so, looking young and hot as fuck.
Yes.
I can't wait.
Love that.
And being young, and actually being young.
Yes.
Because 38 is young.
It is. Don't get it twisted, everybody. So I feel like, with the, pressure that women have when everybody asks, like, when are you getting married? When are you having kids? When are you doing this? So that puts pressure, internal pressure. And that's why I feel like women get into these relationships, get into these marriages, have kids because they felt this pressure, and it's maybe not the right person. It's not the right time. They have to put their lives on hold. Women are the only ones expected to do that, put their lives on hold. And I feel like it causes a lot of issues within society. Like me, for example, I always had a timeline in my head of when I was going to do something, because the fear of people saying you're too old to do that, or if you don't hurry up, it's going to be too late situation. So, like right now, people are having trouble buying homes because of the pandemic. And they're like, I wanted to have a home by the time I was 30. Okay. Who set that timeline?
Yeah.
Who said that was what you needed to do at 30? And if you did it, you couldn't do it.
Yeah.
People going back to school. I mean, they get, are embarrassed because they have to go back to school at like 30 or 30, or move back in with their parents. It's just it's a different time, and people should be allowed to do what they need to do to survive. And I just feel like 30s are what people say, like you should have everything figured out. And that is an absolute lie, because you do not have everything figured out. As a 32-year-old, I'm still figuring life out as I go. So
every day
I
feel like I'm turning into a different person. Like the moment I thought I had shit figured out, I'm not even that person anymore. So it's like it's almost like every year of experience you evolve. I just don't believe in this whole women being old for real.
No,
I think aging is beautiful.
Because
you've learned, you've experienced. But this whole old thing, it's like, it's gross. And like I said, I don't know what it's like to be asked those questions, but I do agree with you on the setting a timeline, because I feel like that's why I've been divorced twice. Because it was like, why aren't you married?
Right.
Why are you not married? Not why haven't you found somebody who you really like and care about?
Or how about this?
Haven't you healed?
Or why haven't you healed? Or what is going on with men out there? How about that? And men in our 20s, I can't even fathom marrying anybody that I dated in my 20s because they were pure, Jesus, certified trash, garbage, low lives. So, and that's because that's how 20-year-old men are allowed to act. They don't have to have a job. They can live with their mom. They don't have to have a car. They can, play video games all day and all night because they're 20-year-old men.
And they don't have to try to be a prize, because women also have to try to be a prize when we don't even really know what the fuck we even want anyways. But we're dressing up for men and trying to meet all these categories and fit into these boxes that are probably really fucking uncomfortable. Like you said, for motherfuckers that sleep on their mama's futon or have a mattress on the floor with no fucking box spring or ain't got their own shit. And if you're one of those dudes,
or have one flat pillow in their room with no pillowcase.
And if you're one of those dudes, I'm not knocking you. It's just, please bring your bar down where it fucking belongs. That's all I'm asking.
Yes. Don't act like you need something. Act your tax bracket, I guess I should say, which would be $0, and go find somebody else that also has $0.
Yeah.
So
flip on the futon together, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Get on that twin mattress on the floor and call it a day. Like, Jesus. So yeah, I just feel like there's so much unnecessary pressure. And then especially for, women to get married and have kids. What if, hold on, this is a crazy concept. I know everybody's going to think this is wild. What if a woman doesn't want to have kids? Can you fathom? Everybody? Everybody just picture that right now. A woman
How dare you don't want to use your uterus and ovaries. Yes. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Right.
A demon.
Yeah. So as I'm getting older and my therapist brought up a good point, and this is why I'm bringing this up, is I basically was talking about, man, I'm just really, sad because I wanted to get married and have kids. And my therapist said, well, do you see all the other things you've made happen? You have a career, you are getting your PhD, you bought a home, et cetera, et cetera. If you wanted kids, you would have made it happen. I'm like, ooh, you're right. Cause it's not like, obviously if you had infertility issues, that'd be a different thing, but some women truly don't want to have kids. And there's so much pressure that you can't even say that out loud without people looking at you sideways. Like, yes, you do. How do you not know? What is your purpose then? What if my purpose is just to live for myself?
Or just be happy. And that's the thing. Children are not purpose. So I don't know how much YouTube you watch, but I watch YouTube a lot. Just because I like watching YouTube, and there's certain people I watch like faithfully. But there's this fucking ad, and it's like an anti-abortion ad, right? And it's got this Black woman on there, which irks me in another zone, but we're not going to go that far, about the whole kid thing. She's like, so your baby daddy gave you an ultimatum. He said, choose me or the baby. And this is the part that irks me the most. The part where it's like, but a baby will love you when no one else won't love you. And like basically this toxic, like, if you are hurt and a man has hurt you, you don't supplement that love from your children.
No.
Your children's love is not meant to supplement everything. I'm going to say it one more time. Your child loving you is not their fucking job.
No.
It is actually your job to love them into being good fucking people. It's not their job or even obligation to love you. Now, your children will naturally love you because they're children, but that's not their fucking job.
No,
it's not their job. They don't owe you that. And this mindset of, if a man doesn't want you keeping this kid anyways in a circumstance that's really fucking shitty will give you purpose, is some toxic shit.
That is insane.
I don't ever see ads telling men, so you got a woman pregnant, why don't you step up and instead of giving her money for an abortion, actually be a good fucking parent?
Period.
Have you ever seen an ad like that?
Never in my life.
Never fucking seen it.
Never.
Because no one tells men that having children give them fucking purpose.
No. Because
no one would tell a man that shit.
No.
And men, and I'm not saying men don't love their children. I have a great dad. You have a great dad. We have good dads. Okay.
However,
all the flaws and all.
Yes.
They're good dads.
But they don't love like a mother loves, and they are incapable of that. I'm going to say this, and people might disagree. And you can say if you disagree. I believe men, since they don't have that maternal instinct to protect and take care of, something that doesn't do anything for them, like children, they are incapable of unconditional love. I'm just going to throw that out there.
I agree.
Okay.
So I've experienced that with my own father, and with my sibling as well. I can put it out there. I don't think my dad will ever listen to this shit because he don't do that. But my sibling recently came out as trans, and I am allowed to say that. Me and my sibling have talked about that. My youngest sibling recently came out as trans, and it's almost like, they had been working on their relationship, and my dad turned this into a whole, well, I feel like this is a setback for us moving forward. I'm like, how? Wow. That is your kid.
Wow.
And I'm going to say this, my dad is not a transphobe. He even said, like, I empathize with the fact that I know now Gab is going to go through all these different things and the way the world is going to treat them. And so he's doing the research and the things, but the fact that he even said, this is a barrier from us continuing to move forward is, I think it holds your point. And same thing in some ways that my dad has judged me for my life decisions and getting married. And the funny part is, after going to therapy, I realized I only felt like I needed to be fucking married because you're the same person who asked me when I'm going to set the fuck down somewhere because I'm somebody's mom. As if that was what I needed to be doing just because I had children.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, that's just how men are. It's innate.
They're wired that way.
Yes, women are wired to empathize and feel maternal feelings that men just are not built for. So yes.
I even think, Anna, this is why when a woman does the same thing to a man that he does to her, he can't get over it.
No.
Like, Sean's never done anything egregious to me, but there was one time he was dishonest with me. Because if he did anything crazy, I'm gone. I've divorced 2 motherfuckers. Okay,
what's a third? Baby. Yeah.
I will trade these motherfuckers like Pokemon cards.
Amen.
Okay,
amen.
Okay,
yes.
Period.
Yes.
And I recommend all of you do the same.
Yes, get a divorce if you hate your spouse, please. Please stop. Yeah, please stop dragging us along for the ride.
Don't say, listen, you will be fucking happy. You will be okay. Even if you have children, you will be okay. You might be one sad bitch for a little while, but you will be okay. I've been okay twice.
You will be a sad bitch, but then you will evolve into a bad bitch.
So if you needed to hear, come on, from a sad bitch to a bad bitch. But I asked him flat out, I said, so if I did this to you, if it was me and I lied to you, what would you do? And he even said, this when we were dating, we weren't married yet, but he said, I would break up with you. Even though he was trying to convince me that his lie was not as egregious. Maybe that should have been a red flag, but we've been married almost 5 years now, so I'm just going to sweep it under the rug. But I say all of that to say, and even that shit with, I don't know if you've seen Yandy and Mendeecees from Love and Hip Hop. This might be too ratchet for the audience, but if it's not,
I remember their whole saga, and he's out of jail now, right?
Yes, but there was a clip of them on some type of couples something, and she asked him, if the shoe was on the other foot, would you have held me down
in jail
if I was in prison the way I held you down? And he literally looked her in her fucking face and said, I don't think I would.
Oh God. At least he was honest.
And no, at least he was honest, but I think it killed me because women almost feel like that maternal instinct applies to these men or their partners, because every woman doesn't date men, thank God. Okay. But or their partners, right? And it doesn't.
It doesn't apply to them.
You don't owe anyone that. You don't owe anyone that. And even if you're older and you have older children, right, and kids fall out with their parents, something I've learned from my mom in our personal family situation is that she said, hey, I've done all the mothering I can do, but I don't owe anyone that just because I'm their mother or whatever. And I think that's a strong stance to take, especially when you're talking about your own child, right? And it's not that she doesn't love my brother, but it's a matter of, I'm not going to emotionally take myself through it when I'm not the problem.
Mm-hmm.
And I think women are too often taking themselves through it. And honestly, you're wearing yourself out. So now fuck your age now. You're wearing yourself out. Or I have good friends who stayed in a marriage for 10 years that was shitty while they were dating. That's 12 years of your life gone. And it's not that you're old now. It's that you've just wasted time.
Mm-hmm.
And if anyone takes anything away from this conversation, it's not about aging. It's just, what are you doing with your time? As the time goes by, just are you spending it well?
Are you going to be on your, deathbed, or, looking back at your life, like, yes, I did exactly what I wanted to do when I wanted to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I have no regrets, nothing that I would do over again. That's what you have to think about, is like, not pleasing others, not making sure you fit into these like standards that society sets for you, but making sure that you are content with who you are and what you're doing. And I just feel like if you're whatever you want to do, as long as it's not hurting somebody or it's not consensual, go ahead and do it.
Yep.
Live your life.
Yep.
Live your life. So just live your life. Hey. Do you remember that?
Instead of getting your paper.
Live your life. That was like everybody's title to their like photo album on Facebook. It was like, live your life, swirly mark, swirly mark. Yeah, those were dark times. But so yeah. So yes. So Randi, do you have any last thoughts about men aging, women, and the double standards that there is? Anything else you want to add besides why is Denzel Washington still the equalizer when he probably has arthritis?
I will say one positive about the Equalizer, though, is that they did make a TV show that's with actually not trash, and Queen Latifah is the Equalizer, and she be whooping ass.
And I believe it. That's more believable than Denzel.
And it's actually good, though. Like, it's not corny. It's actually pretty good. Chris Noth, who played Mr. Big in Sex and the City, is in it. So they actually got some pretty good names in it. And I love Queen Latifah. She's actually fucking talented. But she's one of the few women in Hollywood who has like literally done it all, and she still don't receive her roses. But we can always talk about that another day.
What a talent, and people don't respect her as such. Because,
but my thoughts, they're trash. But my thoughts, my favorite quote that my mom has always said to me growing up, and I think one positive is that I've always had my mother who has carried this mindset forever, is that everybody ages, but it is your choice if you get old. Ooh. You don't have to be old.
You do not. I agree.
Yeah.
However, when I go out now, it does take me longer to recover. When I came back from Vegas, I thought I was fine. And then come Thursday, my body said, bitch, if you don't lay your ass down, I swear to God, this will count your days, bitch.
The fact that I used to be out till 4 a.m. and then would wake up at 7 a.m. to go to work. Same. And would be there all day functioning. Mm-hmm. If I did that now, I would be at work in a coffin. They would have to wheel me in.
They're like, bitch, we got to get her out. We got to roll her out of here. Yeah, no, I was out in Vegas until when we would be walking out of the club as the sun came up. And I was like, who do I think I am? Because I'm going to be so mad when I have to go back to work. So
we need to go to Vegas together. I've never been to Vegas.
Oh my gosh. I don't care what anybody says. I mean, Vegas is like a cesspool of drugs, alcohol, and craziness. However, it's the only place where you will never be the drunkest or the sloppiest, because everybody is there being drunk and sloppy and messy. I love it. Yeah, we're going to have to go. And when you go,
seriously, let's plan a trip.
We're going to plan a trip. Everybody donate to our Vegas fund. My Venmo is Anna-Burr-1. Also find me on PayPal at aburr1@asu.edu. Send some money for the Vegas fund. So Randi, we're going to do another crossover episode soon. We're definitely going to be talking about Jodi Arias, which people are like for some reason I keep seeing her name being brought up on Twitter because there's like a documentary on like Discovery Plus or something.
I am gonna do a free trial just to watch it.
Yes,
because it apparently exposes Travis more.
Yes, he was saying he was abusive. He was like saying
the man was horrible. Okay,
horrid. Yes. So we're gonna do a crossover episode about that whole case and murder. And yeah, Randi, it's been a pleasure.
Always.
And it's been fun. It's been real. It's been real fun. Find Randi on Instagram, Cases of Color. You're on Apple, Spotify, everywhere where you listen to your podcasts. Please leave her a review, subscribe, tell your grandma, tell your auntie, tell your uncles. Yeah. So if it's day, night, love and light, have a good one. Bye.
Bye.
Hello, Annatude listeners. So I have some exciting news. My Patreon is now only $2 a month. Patreon is just a place that supports artists and podcasters like myself, and it helps us make a little bit of money. So it's only $2 to join the Annatude Patreon. The Patreon comes with bonus episodes every 15th and 30th of the month. So if you're interested in getting ad-free episodes, early episodes, and video of the episodes we record, head on over to patreon.com/annatudepod. Now let's get on with the show.